Hi YouTube, it's Molly, and today I wanted to do a hopefully quick follow-up to the video I made a couple of days ago about weight loss surgery at half your age. And there's a ton of comments on that video, and I've also gotten a ton of messages. Couple of things I wanted to clear up. I'm not trying to say it's easier at one age or the other, or better at one age or the other, because I got a lot of people seeming to think that that's what I was saying. And I don't think I said that at all, but here to clear that up, I'm not saying it's easier at one age or the other. I'm not saying that we don't go through the same sorts of struggles or a lot of the same struggles. I'm just saying that there are some things that are different. And there's also misconceptions that we both have about doing it at one age or the other. I had, people telling me, well, it's got to be so much easier for you because you can exercise whenever you want as much as you want. I go to a college that costs me $53,000 a year. My parents are helping with a little bit of that, and I have a shit ton of student loans. If I exercised as much as I want whenever I wanted, I would surely drop out of school. And that would not be good. One, for my personal reasons. Two, because my family has money invested in it, and I would never be able to repay that many loans working at anything less than what I'm hoping I'm going to make when I get out of school. So, point being, there's misconceptions we have about being at different ages. Or that I don't have a family, so, I don't have that time investment. Well, I might not have a family of my own, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a family. When I go home, both sides of my mother's side and my father's side both seem to expect me to be at both sides of their family events. If I'm not at my mother's side of the family, like the entire time I'm home, I'm going to get guilt tripped about it. So just because I don't have my own kids and my own husband doesn't mean I don't have family expecting me and expecting me to be around and not be exercising 24/7. So point being, we have misconceptions, and a lot of the struggles are the same. They're just a little bit different. Time, right there, that issue centrally being time and exercise. You may have a family that's consuming your time. I have the family, as well, just not my own. And people say, well, you're young, your skin will bounce back. No, sorry. And we all have issues with money. If you've got a family of your own, you've obviously got them to support. Me looking at it, I'm going to have so many student loans when I graduate that I'm expecting to live the rest of my life with my skin. And that's a whole other topic. I want to make a video on that soon. But I don't expect to have my skin removed unless I can get insurance to approve for some reason that it would be medically necessary. If I'm getting horrible infections or something that I could maybe use to get insurance to approve it. But other than that, I'm expecting to live my life with it because we all have money issues. So those are some things I wanted to clear up. I wasn't saying that we don't all have the same struggles. We all struggle to find time to exercise. We all struggle to make the right choices in our eating. We all struggle with whatever repercussions we get from having surgery. But there are differences there. And some things that I missed in the last video is that we, as like anywhere between 16 and 22-ish, we are the first group of people that could potentially live with this surgery for the longest period of time. If I live to be 80, I will have had a sleeve for 60 years. We are in a group of people that could potentially be the first group to live with it for 60, 80 years. Not saying that you guys at your age won't be living with it for a very long time, but we have a lot of questions about what that means, and nobody knows what it's going to be like. and the people that are having it now at 40 are probably going to live with it for a good long time. That being said, those of us who had it now at 19, 20, we got an extra 20 years on there. Maybe it'll make a difference, maybe it won't. We don't know. Those are some of the questions that we have at our age, being like this first group, really, that could have actual like studies done for 60, 80 years out. Right now, there is no information about sleep, at least anywhere near that far out. So we could be the data for that group, and it'll be interesting to see what it's like to have a sleeve 60 years from now. So that's one of the things. And then another one that I missed with dating, it kind of ended up when I watched it back, like all being about skin. And not entirely that, just that a lot of us, I've been talking to some people in groups that we have. I'm part of a few groups on Facebook that are for anywhere between like 18 and 22, and some that are like 20s, the younger groups. And even though everybody was commenting on that video saying if it's the right person, you'll tell them whatever, this is a difference we've found. We've been talking about it. A lot of us have read the comments on my video. We're not as open about it. Will that change as we get older? Potentially, but a lot of us go to smaller schools, or at least the people in the groups that I've been talking to. If a few people know, suddenly the 5,000 people at my school are going to know, or at least half of them, let's be honest. So we tend to be quieter about it, because do we really want the whole college knowing? We don't want it to define us and who we are. When we're trying to figure out who we are in college and what we want to do with our lives, we'd rather figure that out without having this label thrown on us as being the weight loss surgery patient. And I think that's another thing that goes along with the dating, is figuring out who we are in college and figuring out what we want in a partner can suddenly become different after having weight loss surgery and losing weight, gaining confidence in yourself. I, for one, can say I'm probably never going to have such low standards as I must have had to have dated the last two guys that I dated. Let's be honest. Even with only 57 pounds down, I think I'm confident enough to have, knocked some people off the list. Have some standards for once. Learning what we want in a partner can now be different. A lot of us have changed from, having this one set image of somebody we'd like to be with, to all of a sudden now they better be interested in health and exercise too, because that's a big part of our lives, and it's going to be for the rest of our lives if we plan to be successful. And those things change. For those of you who are older and married, that's something that you have to grow with your partner with, and that's a different challenge. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think I was taken a little bit wrong in that video. We all go through the same things. We all don't want to have the skin, and we all want to feel sexy, and all of those kinds of things. But there's two different levels of how you deal with them. It's just slight differences in some cases. In some cases, it's a little bit bigger. One's not easier than the other. There's uncertainties for what it's going to be like for you guys when you're older. There's uncertainties for what it's going to be like when we're older. And I think the last one I wanted to just touch on was like goals. A lot of the times we'll see and hear goals related to like getting back to my wedding weight, fitting back into my wedding dress, back to the size I was in high school, or those kinds of things. For most of us, and even some of you, but for most of us, we've been ginormous all of our lives. That's why we had it so young. If we hadn't been overweight all of our lives, we never would have ended up having surgery at 20. So we have discussions a lot of times in a couple of different groups I'm a part of about our goals, Not that they always differ, you know, we collectively as a weight loss surgery community, there's always going to be people with the same goals, but we don't have any of those like get back to this certain point in life, get back to how healthy I was then, or fit back into this. Um, that's a little bit different. We have some differences there, but at the same time, you know, running a 5K, that can be the same for all of us, but there's differences. So I guess I just wanted to come back and clarify, um, just because I felt that I was being taken a little bit differently than I intended to, and clarify that there are misconceptions about the difference in age and what it means. Just because I'm younger doesn't mean I don't have responsibilities and things that I need to do. Um, doesn't mean I can devote all my time to exercise and eating healthy in the least. Maybe if I changed my degree to not 3 different engineerings. Um, but I kind of just wanted to clarify a little bit, and also that, you know, everybody's saying that, you know, oh, it's okay, you can come out and tell people. At our age, we don't feel that everybody needs to know. We're trying to figure out who we are and not be defined by this one thing in our life. So yeah, that's another thought to go along with the first video. I hope it clears a few things up and makes me come across not as superficial as I was in the first one, where it was all like, I'm going to have skin and I'm going to have to date with skin. That's not all of it. I missed a lot in the first one. I'm hoping I caught everything I meant to in this one. So that being said, I hope everybody's doing great, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day, guys.